Well, thank you, guys. It's an honor to be here. Full disclosure, as we just talked about, and our tagline, paid attention, we believe that if you really want someone's attention, and we're all in the market to buy it, why not just buy it? In full disclosure, I just bought your attention for the next 25 minutes for the low, low cost of $20,000. So I hope everybody's leaning in heavily. A little bit about me. I'm a former creative director of 20 years in advertising, worked at Chiat Day, Playa del Rey for a long period of time. And about 2.5 years ago, I was surfing the web, and I came across this slide, which made me laugh and then made me puke, basically throw up in my mouth just a little bit, because I realized for 20 years in my own industry, in our industry, this is undeniable. And this is undeniable literally at this step. It's also undeniable on a metaphorical level. No one today is waking up excited about seeing an ad. Not one person on earth is waking up going, I can't wait to see the ads in my Facebook feed and my Instagram feed. They're there, and they're paying for everything. But a lot of users, and we all know this, an enormous amount of it's waste, and they're not actually paying attention, which is why we all struggle with this, right? We all struggle with ad avoidance at some level. Google is even willing to say, hey, 60% of all ads are not even seen, all digital ads. And forget if they're even paid attention to. I mean, literally not seen. And we all paid for that. In fact, we're paying for this at the rate of about $300 billion a year right now in the US ad industry. So this made me literally walk out of my agency, my excellent job, and on that slide that I just showed you, we raised about $3.5 million to figure out how do we totally disrupt this exchange between advertiser and end user, right? It is a very broken exchange that we're all working very hard and doing our best to try to fix, but how do you actually get at the core of it? And you know, the signs are everywhere, right? Like a 1 or 2% click-through rate on Google is considered remarkable. It's tip your agency, tip your DSP. That's not remarkable. We've just gotten used to that's remarkable relative to what everybody else can do. On Facebook, we all know a view of 3 seconds of my video is not a conversion. It's not actually someone understanding what I just showed them. Of course, these networks are having issues as well with cord cutters and people, you know, watching their favorite shows, skipping the ads in the middle. We don't like to talk about that, but that's the truth. And we all do it, right? Even at home, I was doing it, and that's actually what got me to start AdWallet, which is if I make a ton of money in the ad industry and I'm skipping the ads, why would we expect that anybody within 3,000 miles of this room is doing any different? So the real question as a creative director became, what if you were to whiteboard the entire system? Not make little adjustments, make monstrous, scary adjustments to the entire system. In a perfect advertising system, again, as a whiteboard, as a creative director, ads would be direct to consumer, not through a complex network of publishers. Right now, it's hard to get someone's attention because we're doing it in 1,000 different ways. Advertisers would only pay for a verified action, not an impression. We pay per impression because we know that if we add up enough impressions, they equal a click, and a click, if you add it up enough times, might equal an action. What if you could skip all of that and go right to the heart of it, which is I want you to do something, and I'm paying for you for your attention to do it. Ads would always reach their target and require very little frequency. We only have frequency because no one's paying attention. So you have to run it over and over and over and over again, which is what creates the cost for all of our partners. What if the system would have to be 100% transparent? And advertisers, you guys, we would control the system, not third parties. Right now, our clients trust us with their money, and we literally, we work hard on the creation of their ads, we work hard on the media buy, and we literally hand that money over to a group of pipes that we don't actually control. Advertisers could easily connect an ad served with an end action. If there's clients in the room, you know that really in the end, they don't care about impressions. They actually are going to keep dividing their budget until they hit, this is how much it costs to get this. And I don't care about the 100 trillion impressions it took. I care about the actions. Advertisers could conduct advanced market research overnight. The system would be 100% GDPR and CCPA safe. And most importantly, those are ridiculous goals unless you change this bottom one, which is, what if we can make an ad a good thing? What if we could actually disrupt it so when someone got an ad, they were looking forward to that event, not how do I block it, not how do I look away, not how do I get up and go make a sandwich, not how do I add an ad blocker to all my entire digital systems to get rid of us. They don't like us, even when we have stuff important for them to understand. This is the current industry, right, in its current state. Advertiser pays 1 million different people, whether you're an agency or a DSP, all working hard, good people, to try to get the core attention, frankly, of their end target. AdWallet suggests this. If we're paying to get their attention, let's buy it. Let's just buy it directly. Let's just create a very transparent network where suddenly we're not an interruption, we're an invite. Which leads us to this ridiculous statement. Wow, pay people to watch ads? Oh, no, 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 no. Because if you pay people to watch ads, you go right to this guy, which is it just became a game. We're going to give, where you go on some site and watch some ad for pennies, and it'll sit there on the couch. It's not going to be valuable for an advertiser and not all that valuable for the end user either. So the real question became, there really isn't much debate over if we're in the market to buy attention, we should be buying it directly. But how do you effectively buy someone's attention, their verified, targeted attention, and avoid making it a stupid, silly game? Because if you can do that, you suddenly have something really special, which is what we believe we have in AdWallet. So for AdWallet, full disclosure, we've raised about $3.5 million, and we have been testing quietly, how do you actually do that? We've been testing it in the middle of nowhere, in Albuquerque, New Mexico. We have 45,000 users over the last 18 months, which have been quietly playing along with us to see how do you get this right. And we believe we finally got it right, which is why I'm standing here in front of you, because we're ready to launch it all over the country. So are our advertisers, so are our investors. And clearly there is a lot of folks in this room who might be interested in this if we've actually done what we said we just did. So how do you do that? You download the AdWallet app, iOS, or on Google Play. It's also web-based, so you don't even need to use the app. And the very first thing we do, we literally ask the user all the questions we've always wanted to know, but we're frankly too afraid to ask. We're creating a partnership with this user. So that user takes a 150-point profile, key demographics, and key psychographics about themselves. And then we run that through Experian to just make sure they're telling the truth. The next day, they're sent a text that looks just like this. Cha-ching, you have one new ad in your AdWallet. You have 3 days to watch it before it disappears. Now it's on the user, the member, to decide, all right, when I have time in the next 3 days, I'm going to pay for, I'm going to give you some of my attention. When they click the link, it opens up. This is what an AdWallet looks inside. That's me. There is the ad, and I have 3 days to watch it before it disappears, before I lose that opportunity from that advertiser. If I click the ad, I watch the ad.
How can we say when you book direct at choicehotels.com, you always get the lowest price in our rooms, guaranteed?
Let's get someone to say it with a really low voice. Carl?
Lowest price guaranteed.
What about the world's lowest limbo stick?
How low can you go?
Nice one, Carl.
Hey, I've got an idea. Just say bada book, bada boom.
Bada book, bada boom.
Nice.
Always the lowest price, guaranteed. Book now at choicehotels.com.
Choices Hotels is one of the 400 partners we've been working with testing. Now, the key to this is, at the end of that ad, the user is asked a question to prove that they actually paid attention to it. And we're going to see how well you guys were paying attention, because that's not how we usually watch ads. We let them wash over us 1,000 times over until we finally get something. So the advertiser writes the question. What happens when you book directly through Choice Hotels? You always get the lowest prices guaranteed. A low voice will echo from the heavens, bada book, bada boom. You'll probably get screwed. Just go to Expedia. All right, so hopefully we all got, what, you'll always get the lowest prices guaranteed. What we found in research is people the other way, not through AdWallet, are good at remembering bada book, bada boom. They remember the joke, but they don't remember if it's Choice Hotels or Red Roof Inn or 1,000 other hotel chains. They don't retain that information. When you ask them a question, just like in school, when you're paying attention, you think you're paying attention to the teacher who's talking, and you're all quiet and looking forward at me, you don't actually pay attention until I ask you a question, a very specific question of what I just said. That's actually when the synapses start firing. That's actually when you make that connection in your head. If the user gets it right, they move forward. If they get it wrong, AdWallet says, I'm sorry, that's the wrong answer. You got to watch that ad again. And we're going to ask you the same question. Because if we're going to prove for your attention, we're going to pay you for your attention, we're going to prove that you actually paid attention. The user is then asked this question, what did you think of this ad? They get to rate every ad they see on AdWallet. All this information goes back to advertisers. We have a lot of advertisers using AdWallet to A/B test different cuts of creative instantly overnight. The members then ask, hey, would you be interested in engaging this brand or service in the next 30, 60, 90 days, or never? We just bought your attention. We didn't buy your sale. So we monetize them for paying attention, which is what we should be monetizing for, not actually downloading offers and other little games like that. If the user then says anything but never, they're given the opportunity to download an offer directly from Choice Hotels. This goes right into their AdWallet. They can go online. They can bring it into a Choice Hotels and literally engage with it. Again, on our end, we track all of that from an advertiser. We go all the way through. I know you saw an ad. I know who you are. I know you paid attention, and I know you're about to do something. Would you like to share this out on social media for an additional 25 cents or not? Is it good enough to alert your entire social network or not? Incidentally, 40% of our users will share it online for an extra 25 cents. To Facebook or Twitter. That's what it looks like. It's a third-party share. You can't buy that from Facebook. You can buy 1 million views, but an actual third-party share, my buddy just shared this to me, that's on AdWallet. We then ask, hey, if you are interested in this product or service, would you like to reveal your verified email to this advertiser, yes or no? This is the email we have on file for you. The user then gets paid 50 cents to reveal their verified email or not. Again, they make this choice on a case-by-case basis depending on whether or not the content they just saw and the advertiser they just saw they trust and care about. You can also, as an advertiser, tack on an 18-question bonus survey to that user. We pay that user an extra $1 to take this. Incidentally, 94% of our users will take this survey and 99% complete it. And this happens overnight. And again, this is higher than any other little survey rate you're going to find because you have a user literally at the moment you should be asking them to take a survey. If I sent this email to a user 20 minutes later, I'm busy, I'm at work, I'm not going to take some survey about Pepsi or whatever. I want to do it right now. I have my AdWallet open. It's connected to my bank account. This is the moment of moments to continue asking me a little bit more information about your brand. That's the offer I just downloaded in my AdWallet for Choice Hotels. I can click that link. Of course, we track all of those clicks. I can bring that into a Choice Hotels, just like a Groupon, and engage with it that way. And we track that. At the end of this experience, if the user said they're interested in engaging in your brand at all, except for never, they are automatically pivoted to your website. And then, of course, you have retargeting pixels, and they become part of a larger ad universe where they'll be found on Facebook and Instagram for the next day or two. This is a full click. At the end of that experience, the user makes anywhere from 50 cents to $3, depending on the level of engagement you ask them. At $10, the user can cash out, push the money directly to their checking account, their PayPal account, make it one of 25 national gift cards, or donate it to a local charity. This is the cash that you would have spent on a media buy that now you're buying direct consumer attention. So this is what engagement really looks like when you peel back that onion. You collected first-party data that's CCPA and GDPR certified. You have a 64% open rate, meaning when we send that link in the morning to folks, 64% of them will open it. Ironically, the older and wealthier they are, the more that rate goes up. And the broker and younger they are, it goes down, which has been a shocker to us for 18 months. The only thing I can possibly attribute it to is 14-year-olds are irresponsible across the board, even when it's making money for themselves. 97% will view that ad in the very first day of getting it, 100% viewable at a level of viewability we've never even talked about, which is they had to answer a question about it to prove comprehension. That's viewable. Not it got to run or 51% pixels could be seen. 100% comprehension, which nobody is taking care of at the moment. 100% consumer intents captured. 34% will download that offer. 32% will share that on social media. 37% will share their verified email with the advertiser. 98% will complete that survey. And we have a 94% click-through rate. This is what happens when you cut out all of the craziness that we all deal with all day and you go straight to the source. Basically, you just paid for a cost per click, but you got all of that added value, just like in every other industry when you cut out basically the entire middleman. In this case, publishers, and publishers aren't bad, I don't want to pick on them, but frankly, if we're in the market to buy attention, we now all have our little, you all are holding your little attention machines now. Tech has completely changed this landscape. We can buy it direct. In New Mexico, 45,000 users for the past 18 months have been doing this, and this is what we've gotten. We literally solved those problems. The real question is, great, 45,000 people in New Mexico, lovely. How can I start using this on a national scale? This is what's happening with AdWallet now. Our investors are so excited, our advertisers have been so excited about the results they've seen for the past 18 months. We're now connecting with brands, direct-to-consumer brands, agencies, media networks, clients, to basically have them take a test run of this site, or take a test run of AdWallet, kick the tires, see how this all works, and then join us on our national launch in 2020. So our national launch, we're already starting to cultivate large-scale advertisers to be a part of a national launch in 2020 for us. Right now, because you're here and because we're vaguely, and I think I talked to someone in the audience who saw us at Next Tech at Adweek a few weeks ago, we're literally making the rounds. We're trying to cultivate relationships, like I said, with brands, media agencies, DSP partners, and the like, who could use AdWallet on a variety of different levels. Because you're standing in here today, we will give you $5,000 of our own money to try out AdWallet in New Mexico. So it's on us. All we want is to create that partnership with you so you can actually see how it works on a micro scale. If you take that ride with us in the next 2 months, we're going to give you a $100,000 match on AdWallet in 2020. Meaning however much money you decide to put on AdWallet, whether it's $5,000 or $50,000 or up to $100,000, we'll match that buy on AdWallet in 2020. If AdWallet doesn't work in 2020, nothing ventured, nothing gained. You never hear from me again, whatever. You've spent nothing. But this is basically, in order to access this offer, our investors want to see some real big-time brands, and we've been lucky to have about 400 of them so far, but we're still collecting. Be a part of AdWallet in our launch. So, thank you very much. I know I only had 22 minutes and $20,000 to get all of your attention. I appreciate it. I hope it pays off. But as you can see, AdWallet, what I'm most proud of at AdWallet is, and again, only in Albuquerque, New Mexico, 45,000 people, we get these incredible emails from people basically saying, I had never knew that I could actually like an ad. An ad can be an invite, not an interruption. And if you can actually do that, you will be stunned at the level of value suddenly you get that you're not getting currently because you're basically turning around and shaking their hand. One of our users likened it to, I feel like the ad rings my doorbell every morning and I invite it into my home rather than it banging on the window and trying to figure out how to get in 1,000 different ways. I'm letting it in. I'm fully opting in. I'm leaning in. I'm paying attention to things that I should have been paying attention to all along that are valuable, but I just was so busy blocking everything out. Now you've actually created a true partnership with me rather than an adversarial relationship. So with that, thank you very much. I look forward to meeting all of you over the next 3 days. I really appreciate the attention. I owe you all about $100 on AdWallet's time, relative to how we pay our users. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.